Hello, Sunny Wanani, and hey, it's your girl Busi here. And although it's 3 a.m. in the morning and I'm sick and congested, I'm going to be reacting to Logan Paul's Suicide, Be Here Tomorrow video. But before we get into it, I'd just like to say don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and yeah, let's go.
For 40 minutes.
Yeah, and you decided to take a video of one of those people.
Tourist runners, they went by me. Police officers searching for suicidal people went by me twice. I'm standing at the ledge, leaning over the rail with tears flowing down to the waters. And I thought to myself, absolutely nobody cares. And then the voice in my head said, jump now, and I did. And the millisecond that my hands cleared the rail and my legs flew over it was an instant regret. The depression was wiped from my mind, and all I wanted to do was live, and I thought it's too late.
Kevin Hines was 19 when he jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge. He is one of the many incredible people that I've been grateful to meet over the past 3 weeks as I aim to further understand the complexities surrounding suicide.
13 Reasons Why. Come on, we all watched it. You know suicide is deep.
I know I've let people down. But what happens when you're given an opportunity to help make a difference in the world?
The backlash against the social media
given an opportunity. He's always had an opportunity to make a difference. But what has he been using his platform for?
Even he says his latest content was his biggest mistake.
I want to apologize to the victim and his family.
It's time to learn from the past as I get better and grow as a human being. I'm here to have a hard conversation so that those who are suffering can have easier ones.
So I've never been so humbled in my life by a single event.
Were you kind of shocked by it?
I was shocked to discover just how
You're shocked by the backlash, not shocked by the person who killed himself.
No one. That was part of the problem. It's just my ignorance on the subject.
But in Ohio, where you come from, it's the second leading cause of death.
And I know while I'm not able to solve the problem by myself, I want to be a part of the solution.
And that solution began across the country in New York City.
Is Logan Paul trying to convince us that he's changed in 3 weeks?
John Draper, director of the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline.
We have to change the conversation publicly from just focusing on suicide and how something bad is happening and say, well, what do we do about it? Help people understand that the first thing they need to do is reach out and talk to somebody when they're feeling in despair. Because you're not alone with it anymore. They've done studies with people who are experiencing any kind of pain, including hanging off a cliff. You can hold on a lot longer if somebody is right there with you.
I think as a society, as human beings, we just have to be more compassionate. And that includes me too. That's something I'm learning along this journey. And something else that Dr. Draper told me were the 5 steps that anyone can take to help prevent suicide. Step 1 is simply just ask. Ask yourself, ask others, are you thinking about suicide?
He looks like a wreck, not from learning about all the suicide that's going on, but because his career is literally
be present. Don't make
like hanging on
step 3
by
would be there for them. Even
I
after
don't know,
you've already
fingernail.
asked, because dependability is key. Step 4 is then help them connect, whether it's with a friend.
I mean, on a
family member,
positive note, this is helping. I mean,
someone so they don't have to deal with this alone. Lastly, step 5 is
he has
just
what,
check in
14
on them.
million
Show them that
subscribers?
Call them up, say, hey, I want to make sure you're okay. Can I check in with you over the next few days?
So one of the things that is so important about reducing stigma is getting stories out there about people positively coping with suicide.
Do you guys know anyone I could talk to with a lived experience of suicide?
Absolutely. We have quite a number of people that we could refer over to you. Yeah.
That'd be great. Yeah.
And that's how we got introduced to Kevin Hines. 17 years ago, Kevin jumped off of the Golden Gate Bridge and survived.
These are individuals whose stories, when people hear them, they say, you know, maybe I can get through. As opposed to hearing stories when people haven't. And those are, unfortunately, those are the stories that we've heard before. Now we're hearing more and more stories of people being more open about it. As I was saying before, Logan, for every one person that dies by suicide, there's 287 other people that think seriously about it but don't. Those are stories, again, that have not been told. If we told those stories of people who got through it as opposed to one who didn't, imagine what kind of influence that would have on people's behavior.
when I found out that 1 in 6 high school kids seriously think about suicide, that's stunning.
Yeah.
This is such a common problem.
Logan,
did he not watch 13 Reasons Why? Did you not read the book?
Look me in my eyes. Say, hey, kid, are you okay? I am so grateful to be alive. And I'm grateful today for every millisecond I get to breathe. Because it was almost all ripped from me by me.
What's one thing you would have said to your younger self? To the Kevin who is 19, sitting on the bus, if you were next to you, and instead of the guy who pointed and laughed, what would you say?
I would just put my hand on the
what would you have said to yourself? Instead of being the guy taking a video of a dead person, what would you have said to yourself?
I would just say, I'm here for you. I got you. We need to be a society that comes together for every person in the community that's going through hell. And in order to do that, every person that's going through hell, whatever hell, has to be honest about their pain. And if they're going to be honest about their pain, we are going to collectively answer the call and be there for that individual. Because if you don't see beauty in the next person you meet, you're not looking hard enough.
You're incredible, dude. This is an honor for me.
It's an honor for me too, brother.
From this point on, I want to make an effort to contribute and immerse myself in the conversation, so I'm pledging to donate $1 million to various suicide prevention organizations, with the first $250,000 going immediately to the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline so they can increase their capacity to help those in need.
For anyone watching, I want you to know you are not alone, and most of the time, crisis passes. So if you or anyone you know feels alone or trapped, I encourage anyone to call or even text the suicide or crisis hotline. Both of those numbers are below, and although this is a tough conversation, it's important because things can and will get better. It's time to start a new chapter in my life as I continue to educate both myself and others on suicide. I'm humbled and thankful to say, this is just the beginning.
I don't know, this made me feel very, very, very uncomfortable. Okay, so what are my thoughts on this? It doesn't feel genuine. I mean, what did he learn in 3 weeks? He got a lot of backlash and continues to get backlash. That's all we know. Did he all of a sudden have some sort of epiphany that told him that suicide was real? When he was confronted with a dead body, someone who had taken their life, when he knew he wasn't supposed to go into that area, he went there anyway. What was he expecting to see? What was he hoping to see? And once he saw that dead body, he didn't think, oh my god, this is like terrible, it didn't hit him then that suicide was real. It didn't like, nothing, no, like, it just, no. He stood up close to a dead body, and no part of him thought, this is disrespectful, I need to step away from this, I need to tell someone, report this to the authorities. Nothing. He thought, this is great. This is great content for my channel. He literally could have been bringing some sort of attention to suicide after that. He could have not recorded it, deleted that footage and spoken about it. Just a simple talking head video about suicide. But no, he had no idea. You don't have to know someone who has committed suicide to know that it's a real issue. You really don't. It's... no, like, I'm sorry, I believe in giving people second chances, but I don't think that Logan Paul has done enough to deserve a second chance. I think it's good that this video has been made, but I don't think that he's the person to speak on this issue. Someone else should have spoken. He should have gotten all those speakers and just basically said, he should have made this the beginning of his learning experience and say, I want to learn more. I feel that I'm still ignorant, don't know enough. Not speak on the matter, but listen. Be there, listen, and attempt to understand before being the poster child or ambassador type of vibe for suicide prevention. Because he was mocking it. He was directly mocking someone's suicide. Someone's friend, someone's family saw that. Imagine what they went through. And people are like, we should forgive him, we should move on, we can't rip him to shreds, his career. What's someone's career compared to someone's life? Who are you to forgive Logan Paul? Who are you to forgive him? Who, like, was that your family member? Was that your friend? Was that someone you loved and cherished? Whose face was plastered? Whose body was plastered? I don't care if it was blurry. People who knew that person could identify that person. It's so disrespectful. And I think that he's taking the right steps, I guess, by bringing actual awareness to this issue, but I don't think he should have been so vocal himself, but let the experts speak more. And I also think that he should have probably taken more time away, because he hasn't learned anything. So I mean, what happens after this video? Does he go back to making funny videos, mocking people's cultures, mocking people's traditions? Like, I don't know, I'm very uncomfortable about this whole issue, because I've had friends that have tried to commit suicide. I've known people that have committed suicide in my university, and it's no laughing matter. It's no joke, and I don't know how anyone could ever begin to mock it. And I think for Logan Paul to further benefit from this, it just makes me so uncomfortable. But yeah, those are my thoughts. I mean, leave down your thoughts below. Oh, another thing. I think that a large number of his followers were defending him, like, you know, but how can you defend that? What would those, like, the people that were defending him now, how do their opinions change on this issue? Are they now all of a sudden going to be educated? Are they going to go through some epiphany, some shift in the mind, and now all of a sudden get it? The same people that were defending him, the same kids that were defending him, like, I don't know. But anyway, thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.